From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, the Finance Minister says the government is on track with getting New Zealand on track as it nears the end of its 100-day plan. Nicola Willis says there are still about half a dozen decisions to make and a few pieces of legislation that will be introduced before Friday. The government's in the crux of decision-making around its next budget that Ms Willis says will address the cost of living pressures and overspending. Ms Willis says she's working on the budget with other ministers every day to figure out priorities moving forward.
We've got to make sure we set out a path that gets New Zealand's government books back in order so that this is a stable economy into the future.
WorkSafe's investigating a fatal workplace incident in Auckland's Mount Wellington. A police spokesperson says emergency services were called to Linton Road this morning. The person's death is not being treated as suspicious. New Zealand children are taking part in extracurricular activities at high rates. Latest research from the Growing Up in New Zealand study shows 97% of 12-year-olds regularly take part in recreational activities. Disability, material hardship and area deprivation are associated with lower participation in some activities. The Ministry for Culture and Heritage's Emily Fabling says some of the children who participated in the study said there are sometimes barriers to participating.
The most common barrier was around access to the particular thing they want to participate in. So it might be because it's not provided in the area or they have difficulty getting there.
The impact of sensory cues on ageing is under the microscope. The University of New South Wales and Otago University researchers have found the ageing of male mice can be affected by exposure to female pheromones. Otago University Associate Professor Mike Garrett says while that exact effect would not occur in humans, other cues could affect us.
Things like cues of stresses, for example, which can have big physiological effects on us, and over time they might actually impact our health and our ageing.
That's news. In sport, Eliza McCartney's overcome a major halt in proceedings in the pole vault at the World Indoor Champs in Scotland to claim the silver medal. The event was delayed because of a sickening leg break to French woman Margot Chevrier that left her bone exposed. McCartney was left shaken but tried to stay composed.
Just chatting with the other girls, trying to stay positive, and when she was wheeled off she looked okay. She was doing okay, so we can just get back into it. But it's tough having that happen and you just have to stay in the zone.
The Black Caps have been beaten by Australia in the first cricket test at the Basin Reserve. Nathan Lyon took 6 for 65 to bowl New Zealand out, 172 runs short of their second innings target. LeBron James has become the first NBA player to score 40,000 career points. That's sport. I'm Joe Gilfillan.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.